Welcome to my Eureka Surveys versus SurveyPop versus SurveySpin Social Loop LLC apps ranking review video. This is being brought to you by the Marvin Information Review YouTube channel, and hopefully you will get a lot of good stuff and information out of this for those of you who are considering doing any one of these apps, or even if you've never even heard of these apps before. You'll get some information that can help you make a wise decision on whether they're for you or not. And then hopefully, if you decide to go ahead and do these, they will allow you to go ahead and make money with these as quickly as possible. And my referral codes will be in the description box to this video, and I also will have them in this video as well. So let's get into it. So as of July 2025 to the present experience, I've been using these apps. I started with Eureka. I then went to SurveyPop, and then I went to SurveySpin. Now, I've used all three Social Loop LLC apps, and again, that's the parent company behind these apps. And I'm going to basically be ranking them from worst to best based on months of real cash outs. I'm basically going to be ranking them from worst to best, or highest to low. I guess 1 to 3 based on my own experience. So we're going to go ahead and get on that right now. So let's get to it. Now, why this ranking matters. First off, 100% these apps are all legit, and all three of these apps are backed by the same parent company, Social Loop LLC. They require a low barrier to cash out, which they're accessible at a $5 minimum cash out limit across all three platforms. There's a real ledger tracking grounded in months of real cash out transactions, screen logs, and active use by myself. We're basically just tracking my own personal experience and me just kind of summarizing my own experience I've had with these apps. So this is just my opinion, just what I've experienced myself. And then fair transparency. This is purely based on my direct pocket earnings, and your mileage may vary depending on how you decide to use these apps, or if you decide to use them at all, or whether you use all three or one or two of them. And then as proof of legitimacy, I've gathered transparent proof across active accounts to evaluate layout, payout speed, daily consistency, and overall volume stability. Because I have cashed out through PayPal Instant Cash, and that's how I chose majority of the time to receive my money. And again, it's a $5 threshold on each one of these in order to cash out. So it shouldn't take you super long to be able to catch up with these apps. But let's continue. So what's the big secret? The big secret is the triple stack. So what you should know, what you might realize, that these apps all share identical back-end setups, same interface templates, different visual branding is applied to each one, but they basically have the same setup. They are all basically pulling from the main app, which will be Eureka. So it's kind of like this Eureka footprints. And if you check deep inside SurveyPop or SurveySpin standard guides, they still show Eureka Surveys branding elements, which you'll find if you happen just to pay attention. And then by having three apps that are essentially the same app, you're basically going to be allowed to triple your earnings, which in a lot of cases, just having three apps that are basically the same app, people be like, what's the point of that? But actually, this will benefit you if you use it correctly. So that's what this video is going to help you do. Because they run concurrently, you can complete the same daily poll and split challenges across all three apps to triple your payouts. So ranking at number 3, and I kind of give it a C+, will be SurveyPop. It's a consistent backup, and it's a nice supplemental app to the other two. And my lifetime earnings with that so far has been $70.66. You can see my profile history lifetime earnings page on the right, and you also see my code of the P4BQ6M, which will be a $1 sign up bonus guarantee secured to you if you decide to use that code by downloading SurveyPop and then putting that code in on the referral screen. I've been a member of SurveyPop since 3/17/2026. I've done 11 cash outs. This does reliably pays, but features lower arcade offers and video bonus frequencies. The key benefit is that it does provide a $1 feedback bonus on every cash out, helping you bypass starting at 0. Second up Number 2 is at A minus is SurveySpin, the premium climber. So my lifetime earnings on this one has been $113.66. I've been a member since March 26, 2026, and I've logged 17 cash outs on this one. So I've been on this one just about as long, maybe a little bit shorter. I think like a week less than I've been on SurveyPop, and in that same amount of time, basically, I've earned $40 more on SurveySpin, so I highly recommend it over SurveyPop if you have to choose between the two. The core strengths is I do like the premium dark aesthetic. There's more frequent video incentives and active arcade offers. The efficiency margin, I've generated again $43 more than SurveyPop in practically the same exact timeline. And the code for that one, or the sign up bonus code for that one, would be the TECDTH. Again, it's TECDTH, which you can input on the referral screen of the app if you decide to download it. And it'll give you a secured, guaranteed sign up bonus. And then finally, number 1, we have with the A plus is Eureka Surveys, the OG champion. My lifetime earnings on that one has been $253.94. I've been a member of this one the longest, obviously. I joined in July 9th of 2025, so obviously this is the longest running one. I've cashed out 35 times. With this one, unique strengths is the best loyalty structure, including streak bonuses up to 75 cents, task ladders, and milestone cash rewards, the highest earner, most robust template, and the absolute best foundation to keep active. And the code for that one will be TXP1EA. Again, it's TXP1EA for the referral code that you can use to secure your dollar sign-up bonus. And to be fair, the other 2 apps again are kind of based off of this main one, and you can actually do a lot of the things that you do in Eureka on the other 2 as a way to triple your results income wise. So now we're going to go ahead and just put them all on the same page. So when you compare the earnings, the real lifetime data that I have is I've made a total of $438.26 overall with all 3 of these. I'm probably going to cross the $500 mark, I would say probably within the next 2 to 3 months. I'm not on these apps all the time, but when I am, they're pretty consistent. And obviously, Eureka Surveys is going to be number 1 with the $253.94. Then we have your SurveySpin at $113.66, and SurveyPop at $70.66. And again, the SurveySpin and SurveyPop I installed roughly around the same time, and I've been on them the same amount of time, and I've earned a bit more on SurveySpin over SurveyPop in general. And again, this is based on my own personal experience. Your experience may be totally different depending on how you go about using these apps and how frequently you use them. There's a lot of variables to consider, but I generally I've been on Eureka Surveys the longest, so that one I am going to have a slight bias towards because that's when I've been on the longest. But in the short amount of time I've had SurveySpin and SurveyPop, SurveySpin has been the outperformer in comparison to SurveyPop. So strategy payoff, the multi-app playbook. So why stacking works. I mentioned earlier that you can do a lot of the same things you do on one app. You can do it on the other 2 or multiple apps. So you can basically triple what you receive from these apps. So why stacking works. Claim daily polls across all 3. There's instant daily yield booster for identical work. So there's a daily poll that shows up on each app, and you can claim that same poll bonus on each one. It only pays a cent, but you're going to triple it from 1 cent to 3 cents instantly just for having all 3 apps installed on your phone and just doing them back to back. Inside of Eureka Surveys in 2026, and I just want to show you all the 3 different platforms: the Eureka Surveys, the SurveyPop, and the SurveySpin. So if you go inside of Eureka Surveys, when you install it, it'll look like this on the inside generally. And they normally have this thing called Daily Poll, which actually all 3 of them will. I'm actually going to answer this one. It says, where do you look when riding in a crowded elevator? And I'll say straight at the change of 4 numbers because that's generally where I look. You see how the people have answered, it's earned 1 cent. And they're like, well, do you want to go and do a tap offer? I'll say yes. It's going to take me over to the internet. And I'm going to go ahead and claim this tap offer. It's going to take me to Facebook. Hit cancel. Stay into the Facebook. And then normally they'll want you to tap on one of these tabs. Just pick one random one. And then I'll pick another random one. It doesn't matter as long as it's the blue one of the blue tabs. Hit visit website. And this is 5 cents incoming. Click, scroll, and engage. So when this page is coming up, I'm just gonna scroll down and then probably find something to click on. Sometimes you don't even have to even click on it. They can just automatically credit you. But yep, like this. Yeah, it just did it. Okay, so cool. So when I go back to Eureka, you'll see that it credited me 5 cents for that tap offer. See earning, and that's that. Now we're gonna move on to the next one, next app in line, which I'm gonna actually go over to SurveyPop, and we're inside the homepage on SurveyPop. And it's not too dissimilar, not too unsimilar from Eureka, but it's slightly different. It's more pink and white and gray. Eureka has a little more color popping out with it. You'll see it's a very similar setup here. The same polls. So where do you look when riding in a crowded elevator? I just put down the same thing straight to changing floor numbers. And then it's asked me if I want to do a tap offer. I'm gonna say yes. And it says 5 cents, but I think it's just gonna be 2 cents. It tends to fluctuate. So I'm gonna go ahead and it'll take me over to the tap offers page. 2 cents like I was gonna be. I'm going to hit claim 2 cents. I'm gonna hit cancel. And tap on this Facebook offer tab thing. And I just got credited that without much work. I'm gonna go back into SurveyPop. And it's gonna show me this credited me 2 cents to my account. Great, continue earning. And then finally, we're gonna go over to SurveySpin, which you can see the layout. It's the same layout, but the color palette is different. It's darker, kind of a dark mode going on. And actually, I like this one. I like this layout, probably the best. So now you'll see the surveys here like it is on the other ones. And they'll be up to the same poll. So where you look when riding in a crowded elevator. So straight down at the change of floor numbers. And it's gonna ask me, do I wanna go do a tap offer? I'll say yes. It says 5, but actually just be 2. So I'm gonna see if this works. And sometimes when I do a third one, it doesn't, it gives me an error message, but we're gonna see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and claim this. And it's taking me over to Facebook again. I'm going to go ahead and tap on this little gray strip here where it says non-alcoholic, something with the S overview under the image. And it's going to take me over. I'm probably going to get credit right. Well, I'm almost about to get credit right away. So I'm going to hit one of these blue tabs to choose anyone. I'm going to hit MASH illness. And yep, there you go. I've been credited through SurveySpin. So I'm going to go back to SurveySpin. And I try to do this every time I have a new poll. I just go through all 3 and just get the maximum amount of money. You see now it's credited me. Great. And there you have it. And so now you can see all 3 apps: Eureka Surveys, SurveyPop, and SurveySpin. Basically, more or less the same app, but just a different, slightly different look, in a way to triple the amount of money you earn under the Social Loop LLC parent company. And I would always start with Eureka, and then I would actually go to SurveySpin next, and then SurveyPop. That's probably how I would normally do it. Or you can just do it in amount or the order of whichever one you're closest to cash out on. So in this case, I'm closest to cash out on SurveyPop, so with $3.26. Then I have Eureka at $2.44, and then I have SurveySpin at $1.06, which I just cashed out with that yesterday, I believe. So again, start with Eureka as the home base, and then just go from there. And this is the 3 apps. Hope you find this helpful. Go give them a try and use the code that I have in this video. Enjoy. There's also a separate achievement milestones wall for each one. So when I went through Eureka, there was a milestone wall that I went through once. I always kind of wished that that there would be more milestones after I achieved all of them or after I've already completed them, but there never were any more. But by installing SurveySpin and SurveyPop, I was able to basically reset that milestone wall and go through those same achievements again and get paid out again for them. This time I go through them even quicker because I was already familiar with how the system worked. And that brings me to our next point, which is there's a zero learning curve. Once you learn the Eureka template, it prepares you to do well on all of the apps simultaneously. So the standard daily routine would be just to claim your daily free poll on Eureka, SurveySpin, and SurveyPop first. I would go and just look for any quick surveys you can do on any one of them, because just because there's a survey on one of the apps doesn't mean it's going to be on all 3. So you'd be surprised on how the survey variety can vary from app to app, and this allows you to basically enhance the number of surveys you can view and be eligible for if you simply have all 3, and you can just pop in throughout the day and just kind of check. It gives you more options survey wise, and then you can build up a streak loyalty checks on Eureka Surveys weekly by simply just checking in on the other apps to increase, especially when you first get started, to increase your survey streak bonus on the apps. So that's my tips for how to do the best. Just you basically benefit, even though I do recommend Eureka the best, and if I had to choose one, it would be kind of a hard toss-up between Eureka Surveys and SurveySpin. The only way I would say probably Eureka right now, or I would kind of push Eureka down just a little bit, because I'm still going through some of the milestone achievements on SurveySpin and SurveyPop, and so it benefits me right now to focus more on SurveySpin because I'm getting through the cash outs milestones faster on there right now, and there's still more achievements for me to go, whereas Eureka, I've done all the achievements and now I'm just getting the dollar bonus every time I cash out, and I'm just getting like what you regularly would get if you weren't having any achievements left. So you are able to claim your guaranteed $sign-up bonuses today. Again, you can use any one of these codes. Each code goes specifically with each app. So I would basically recommend that once you download either 1 or 2 or all 3 of these apps, just input the codes in within the first 24 hours to guarantee and secure your $sign-up bonus. And actually, I would probably recommend the second you download these apps, and they're going to actually walk you through kind of a walkthrough step-by-step guide on each one before you can really do what you want to do. You have to kind of follow, like I said, the first 5 or 6 steps they're going to kind of walk you through on each app, and then once you're done going through the tutorial section and watching all the how-to videos and everything, I would immediately go into the referrals section on these apps and then put each code that corresponds with each app that you see on the screen, so that way you can have maximum income potential starting off right off the gate. And most people are able to actually cash out on these apps within the first week, and that may actually be a understatement. There's a lot of people that are cashing out, they're saying within 48 hours, but I would say anywhere from 72 to anywhere from 3 days to 5 or 7 days you should be cashing out on at least one of these apps. And I would actually recommend starting with one of them, which I would recommend Eureka Surveys, because that's just kind of like the what everything else is based off of, getting familiar with that. And then after a day or two, after you've cashed out a time or two, go ahead and start hitting up the other 2, or you can just go ahead and just install all 3, and then you can just do them all 3 back to back and just get into the habit of just kind of checking all 3, because it doesn't really take that long to check all 3 back to back for surveys and daily polls and these things called tap offers, which allow you to tap to review ads and video bonuses. You can get all that pretty quickly. So hope you find this helpful. Go ahead and check out these apps. They're all good apps. Again, I recommend Eureka Surveys as number 1, but all 3 of them really can get you some kind of progress, and they all are legit still, and they all do actually pay out. Now I'll pay out relatively quickly based on my PayPal payout redemptions that I've done with these apps. And again, we have This is the referrals page, which you'll see, and you'll notice that when you get into these apps, you're going to want to go to the referrals tab as soon as you can after the tutorials that they'll make you go through, and then you're going to want to put in the code where it says enter a code. There should be an enter a code on this page, and you just type in the codes that you see here. So go check them out, knock them out. And if you have any other questions, if you're more curious about these apps, I do have other videos that will be linked in the video description box that you can watch that goes over these apps and kind of walks you through each one of them. So go check it out.